A very good morning to class 9 IT Betains. So beta today we'll be revising chapter 1 for our test. Okay, so I'll be starting from the very first page only, and somewhere I may be little bit fast because I have to cover the complete chapter. So if somewhere you feel I have speeden up, please rewind from that particular point. Okay, so let me start it. Chapter 1 is communication skills 1. So why communication we are reading? Because in vocational subject we must have good communication skills to get a good job. So what is communication? Communication, it is a process of exchanging your ideas, your facts, what are your beliefs with someone else, and you can exchange it verbally or non-verbally. Okay, if you are talking with someone, one speaker is required and one listener is required. So in the process of communication we must have 7 elements. One will be your receiver or the reader, sender will be there, the message that you want to share, encoding is why encoding is essential. Encoding means converting the text or the thoughts in one format so that it may become unreadable for someone. Like in WhatsApp you have seen tap to code change the security code, so that is encryption or encoding. It is one and the same thing. If you are doing encoding, then you should do decoding to get it back. Okay, and if you are not doing encoding, then there will be no decoding. So if this is known as encoding, this will be known as decoding. If you are saying it encryption, then it will be known as decryption. And of course a communication channel is also required, means the medium through which your message will travel. Feedback will be given by the sender. Okay, receiver who has received the message. If he has any confusion, then he will revert back. If he has received all the things properly, then he will give you a positive feedback. So feedback is always given by the receiver to sender. Okay, so let us discuss this communication channel in detail now. So we have a source that will send a message, means source is your sender, and he will send his message after encoding, means encrypting it, converting it to another form. Why we are encoding it? So that other person they will not be able to understand what you are trying to say. Okay, only the receiver will know the decoder, then he will be able to decode that particular message that you have sent. Okay, sender will encode it and the receiver will decode it to get the original message back. Why? Because we are sending this message through a transmission medium which can be hacked by someone. In order to make it secure, what we are doing, we are sending it through this channel before we are doing encoding or encryption of it. After it has been received at the receiver send, it is further decoded or decrypted. Fine. So source is your sender, whosoever is trying to send the message that you want to send. It can be your feeling, it can be your text message, it can be your opinion, it can be anything. Communication channel, it is the medium through which your data will be traveling. Like you can be sending your data through radio waves, or you can be sending through post office or through internet. So you want to keep your data safe, that is why you are doing encoding. So encoding is encryption, it is done for security reason. So you are putting your thoughts in a framework of symbols or words. Okay, next is decoding. If you are doing encoding, then you will be doing decoding. That means that is also known as decryption, or we can say deciphering. Therefore then it will be known as cipher text. Okay, so receiver is the destination, actually whosoever is receiving that message that has been sent by the sender. Okay, so what is feedback? Feedback is the acknowledgement, or we can say the response of the receiver. Why this feedback is important? To make the communication cycle two-way. See, if only I am saying and you are not saying anything, then the communication will not be two-way. So okay, so to make it two-way, teacher has to speak and child has to come along with its queries. Okay, Okay, next topic is effective communication. When a communication will be said to be effective, if the receiver is receiving all the things that the sender is transmitting, then only the communication is effective. There are 7 principles, or we can say 7 C's for making the communication effective. One is your clarity, completeness, conciseness, then consideration, correctiveness, okay, concreteness, and courtesy. Okay, so let them discuss one by one. What is clarity? Means whatever you are trying to say should be conveyed to the sender very clearly. Your objective of the message should not be missed out. Your message should not be long, it should be simple, and your medium should be suitable, and whatever you are trying to say to the receiver should be understandable by him. Okay, your message should be complete, means your communication should contain all the necessary things that are required to transmit your meaning of message. Okay, means whatever you are saying should be able to answer all the questions that are being put by the receiver. Okay, means if I'm not covering all the things, then you will not be able to get all the answers of your question. If I'll cover all the things, you will definitely get your answers to the questions. Okay, and rather there must be some extra relevant details. Okay, how you can check whether the communication was effective? If you are getting answers to all forms of these words, then definitely the communication is effective. What was said, when it was said, where it was said, why it was said, who said this, and whatever means related the concept of these 5 W's, the communication will be effective definitely. Okay, then conciseness means your message should not have repetitions of a word. There should not be an additional unnecessary details in your communication message. Okay, then consideration, you must take care of to whom you are communicating, uska educational background, what is it, mindset and the thoughts, to which family background he belongs to, the education level, है ना, everything should be kept in consideration. Then the communication should take place. Okay, whatever the communication is being done should be accurate. Okay, there should not be any grammatical mistake, no punctuation error should be there. Fine. Next is your concreteness, your message should be to the point. Okay, next is you must follow the politeness in your words. Okay, so these are the 7 C's that you make your communication effective. Now next topic is barriers in communication. While we are communicating, we can have multiple barriers, so let them discuss one by one. First is your physical barrier. It is from the receiver side or from the sender side. It can be, means I myself is putting a barrier because of I'm not in a good mood, emotional barriers are there, I'm not ready to listen anything. Then also this selective listening and selective retention, I don't have interest in maths, so I will not listen whatever my teacher is saying, right? So this type of problems we are creating for ourselves to make that particular communication useless. So we should avoid this type of things. If I don't have interest in maths, then I should try to maintain it, I should try to develop it. Okay, so personal barriers the receiver or the sender himself they are putting, so we should avoid them. Now first is your physical barrier, second is your personal barrier. Your attitude, if it is not right, then you will not listen to someone whosoever is saying anything to you. There will be lack of motivation, because you are not motivated, you will not be involved in that particular communication. Okay, incentives, if they are not given properly to the employees, then they will not take part in that communication. If the environment inside the organization is not positive, then also the particular employee will not take interest in the communication which is going on. Okay, organizational barriers are also there. Why organization? Because sometimes the employee where they are working, the organization is very harsh in their policies and rules. Okay, so lack of communication facilities means the peon cannot talk to the CEO of the organization, so he feels like I cannot express my views in front of them. So these type of problems are also there. socio-psychological barriers. It is a combination of society and psychology of an individual. Okay, it may involve factors like if your attitude is not compatible, if your emotions are not in your control, your culture, you belong to a different culture and to whom you are communicating belongs to another culture, there may be a communication gap, your family background is different. Okay, you are not attentive while the communication is going on, you are resistant to any particular change. Okay, you are status conscious, so these types of barriers will not allow you to make the communication effective. Okay, semantic barriers. So semantic barriers, actually they occur due to some misinterpretation, because various symbols are being used for different purposes. Okay, like in Portugal, red flag is being used for indicating the danger, while in Korea, white flag is being used for indicating the danger. So for indicating dangers, different countries are using different kinds of flags. So in this way, someone, if he is not careful who is indicating what, then this type of barrier will lead to miscommunication. Okay, another example for this semantic barrier is language. If the language of communication is not proper, then also this problem will come. Like if I say I like to study only information technology, this means I only like to study IT. Okay, and this sentence says only I like to study information technology, means only I like, rest all others they don't like. So just by the mismanagement of words, the meaning of the sentence has been altered. Okay, so there are other things also that are leading to the problem in the communication, that is denotation and connotations. So denotation is the literal meaning of the word, whatever word is trying directly to say. Okay, connotations are the qualitative judgments and the personal reactions, means sometimes word we are not taking properly, or sometimes we are not judging the things properly. For example, like you go to a shopping mall, their salesman says that sir, this product, the products sold in the showroom are cheap. He was trying to say that sir, they are not costly at all, but what you interpreted that the quality of the products are not good here. Okay, what he was trying to say, they are not costly, and what you interpreted, that the quality of the goods are not good here. Okay, so this is also a kind of miscommunication. It depends upon your attitude, what type of things you think about, according to that you will think. Okay, someone is trying to say something else, but you are getting something else. So problem is your personal problem, your attitude problem. So we must try to develop a good attitude. We should be positive in our attitude actually. Okay, now how to overcome these barriers? So we must choose a right medium. At right time we should do the communication. If someone is not feeling happy, we should not try to communicate with them, otherwise he will not take it positive. Okay, language should be used properly, your cultural barrier should be understood properly, you should be courteous, respectfully you should deal. Open communication, there should be open communication, means the listener should also be given opportunity to communicate. There should be a two-way communication, we must say. We should speak less and listen more. Feedback should also be encouraged. Okay, so then only we will be overcoming the barriers of the communication. Next is SWOT analysis. Actually, why it is done? It is done for the improvement of the individual or the organization. Actually, it is a type of matrix that helps the individual or the organization to focus on its strength and weaknesses. Means with the help of strength we will grow, and if we will overcome our weaknesses, then also the communication will become better and we will get better results. Okay, so what this SWOT matrix says, see, it basically considers the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. So it's a combination of these parameters only. Okay, SO means strength and opportunity. Whatever is your strength, if you are finding opportunities in that, then obviously you will be progressing. Whatever is your weakness, and in weakness also, if you are trying to extract out opportunities. Surely nobody can stop you for being successful, from being successful. Okay, so in strengths there can be threats also. Whatever your strengths are, there can be threats also. You must deal with those strategies. Okay, and whatever your weaknesses are, there will be also threats, so you must plan some strategies to deal with those threats that are lying in your weaknesses. Okay, so S stands for strength, W stands for weaknesses, O stands for opportunities, T stands for threats. Okay, now next session 2 is importance of communication skills. Why do we need communication skills? Because when we want to get enrolled in a particular organization for the entry level, we need entry level for the job, we need this communication skills, and these can be verbal or non-verbal, and rather they can be listening skills. Okay, so if you want to maintain good personal and professional relationships, then surely you must have good communication skills. Okay, so in an organization, if effective communication will be there, the growth of the employees will be better, or the organization will be better. So your good communication skill will benefit you as well as the organization. Okay, so next, some of the frequently used one-liners are: good morning, good afternoon sir, may I know to whom I am speaking, thank you for calling. So you must be polite and a good communicator. Okay, so we will continue session 3 in our next video. Thank you so much.